This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alerts. Here is Skylar Doyle.
Live with more severe weather alerts. This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alert. I am Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle from First Warn Tri-Cities. We're tracking multiple now severe thunderstorm warnings. We have one in southeast Kentucky for parts of Leslie, Harlan, and Letcher County. That warning in southeast Kentucky goes until 1:45. A new warning now until 2:15 for parts of southern Hawkins, and a very good part of Greene County until 2:15. 1:45 for the warning in East Kentucky, 2:15 for the one in East Tennessee. Both of these storms could contain winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour. We also have the potential that most storms could produce a quick spin up of a tornado. They have the tornado possible tag on them. We have a storms rolling through the Morristown and Bean Station area. That is the storms of calls for the warning in parts of the viewing area, including Greenville, Tusculum. It's right on the edge of you. I-81. And a good part of Greene County, including the Baileyton area. This is our high-res velocity imagery. And yes, there is some rotation with these cells, so in addition to the threat of damaging straight-line winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, we could have the threat of a few tornadoes across the region. Let's go up to the north. We have severe thunderstorm warning, a little bit of rotation in southern Harlan and Harlan County, just to the south of the town of Harlan as well. That storm going to move east near Pennington Gap here across Harlan County in East Tennessee. And again, we continue to have the threat of strong to severe thunderstorms across the region throughout the remainder of the afternoon and into the at least early evening hours. And again, these storms, they line all the way back near the I-75 corridor, and more storms are forming and expected to fill in here throughout the area over the next little bit. They have just said that they're going to most likely issue a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Virginia, or western North Carolina. Let's go see what they're saying. They're most likely going to issue one for maybe parts of North Carolina and more of Southwest Virginia. A tornado watch in North Carolina and Southwest Virginia. Okay, so we got that. We just got a new warning in Cumberland County. That's in East Tennessee. That's just to the south of the Clarksville area, or Crossville area right now. And again, these storms moving in could contain that damaging wind of 60 to 70 miles an hour. And again, we have rotation just to the north of downtown Morristown. And this is pretty low level in the atmosphere, folks. There is a lot. We're very close to the radar site here in Morristown. We do have some rotation. So the Weather Service has opted to put the tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning for Greene and Hawkins. Let's go back up to the north where this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Parts of Harlan County, we're most likely going to at least see a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee County soon, but the rotation is starting to strengthen again to the south of Harlan and it's broadened out again. This is the same storm that was cycling in northern Bell County, western Harlan County earlier that had a tornado warning on it. It is still holding its strength, though it is now severe thunderstorm warning for damaging straight-line winds and some hail. This storm still has broad rotation with it, so a tornado cannot be ruled out as it's about to push into parts of central and northern Lee County, and into southern Wise County, and also parts of northeast Harlan County. Let's head back down to the south, where severe thunderstorm warnings do remain in effect for southern Hawkins, and a good part of Greene County in East Tennessee until 2:15. If you are in Greenville, you're in this. Brotherton, Mohawk, Warrensburg, Mossheim, Tusculum's on the very edge of it. Newmansville, you're in. Baileyton, you're in. This does not include Fall Branch or Geraldstown in Greene County. It does include a good part of central Greene County. Again, if we have storms move over the same area, we could not only have the concern for damaging wind, large hail, and yeah, maybe an isolated tornado, but we could also have the concerns for the potential of some flash flooding. It's a low risk today, but it's a risk that is not zero across the viewing area. So again, this storm moving off here, the Weather Service warning for Greene County. Storms are moving to the east at 45 miles an hour. We just got a new radar scan in. So let's see if velocity is updated. Yeah, we're still seeing that rotation potential just north of the Morristown area. So these are more in a line than a supercell. And these are hard to track because they're right over the radar, so they're kind of hard to see. But we're going to track it something like that. and those are moving at just 45 miles an hour. So this will be into the Bulls Gap area at 145, Mohawk Crossroad at 149, Mossheim 154, and into the Greenville area a little after 2 o'clock this evening. That is when the severe weather threat, or the severe wet storms, move into the Greenville area. Again, we're watching these very closely, seeing if the Weather Service in Morristown is saying anything. I don't see anything from the Weather Service over the past 15 or so minutes that for parts of at least our area. This here is, again, a rotating storm in the Morristown area. So we're watching that. It's really close to the radar site, so it's hard to see. And let's go to our reflectivity. And we're seeing all these storms, all these warnings for our south. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Harlan County, Bell County, and Leslie and Letcher has been canceled by the Weather Service in Jackson. They replaced it with a strong thunderstorm warning. So that's good news that this storm has weakened below severe limits. So let's go back down here to where the south is, and that is where we're going to track this lone now severe thunderstorm warning across our area for southern Hawkins, Greene, and for a good part of Greene County. This does include Greenville. It does include Bulls Gap. It does not include Rogersville, Churchill, or Burgoynesville. It also does include the Bean Station area and on the Hawkins-Hamblen County line. And there is some outflow. That is definitely something to watch. That could help develop new severe cells over the next little bit. As we are, again, just looking for reports. If you have reports, we'll tell you how to send those to us. Let's see if we can get those up. Here, yeah, so how to send your damage. You can send them on our Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You can also email those to us or use our text line to send those to us. We're monitoring all those platforms closely to watch your severe storm pictures come in of clouds or damage or whatever you might have. Pictures or videos, you can send those to us. Just make sure it's safe to do so when you go out to take those. Let's take you to the radar full. That's why we're tracking the severe storm warnings here in Greene County. And yeah, this storm is rotating here toward Lake Moore, but again, super close to the radar. It's a little hard to see. When you get too close, you don't want to be too far away, but you don't want to be too close to the radar as well. So, but we're going to continue to see the threat of severe storms, I have a feeling, for a little while this evening as I look at the analysis of what our atmosphere is doing right now. That is what I'm pulling up as we speak. The mesoanalysis, as is what it's called. And I look at the surface-based instability. We have a lot of instability in the atmosphere. We have a lot of wind shear. And we have a lot of helicity. All of that combined leads to a good threat for the potential of tornadoes. And our tornado parameters at this hour are elevated across the entirety of the viewing area. So I cannot rule out the threat of an isolate of tornadoes and supercells, rotating supercells here across the area. And we have our team here ready to go if we get into a major warning situation here. But these severe storms will most likely move through parts of the metro here. We have some storms trying to blow up here over Boones Creek, Tiny Flats, and down toward the Unicoi area. We'll watch those closely again. We do know that schools are dismissing right now because we did have some school early dismissals. Carter, Greene, and Greene County, and Greenville City at 1. Johnson City schools are dismissing as we speak. Kingsport City will dismiss 90 minutes early. Norton City dismisses at 1:30. So right now, Southwest Virginia Community College at 1. And Sullivan and Washington counties dismissing on a 2-hour early schedule today. So that is what we are doing. That is what the update is at this current point with our severe storm coverage here across our area. And we'll watch this as this moves further away from the radar. We're going to be able to see if it's rotating a little better than when we're super close to the radar. We just don't get a good beam. Sometimes it'll overshoot the storms. We want to see a low level of rotation because radar beam, as it goes up with height, goes up. So it's not going to see exactly what's happening on the ground. And when it's too close to the radar, it's what you don't want. You don't want it too far away, but you don't want it too close either. So again, we're going to continue to watch the threat of severe weather closely. Again, Greene County and Hawkins County is the two counties in our viewing area under severe thunderstorm warnings until 2:15. But the reason we're staying with this is because of the tornado possible attack. It's kind of moving into some population areas toward the Greenville area, so we decided we'd stay on the air with this throughout the next little bit. We have some damaging winds here. It looks like back off to the west of Morristown, definitely. I just got a new warning. That's the west. Well, the west of our viewing area. We have definitely the potential damaging winds going to push into Jefferson and Hamblen County from the Granger County area over the next little bit here with those very bright colors. That's at low levels of the atmosphere, too. Winds of 70 to 80 miles an hour. So even hurricane force winds possible back off to our west. Again, we're tracking the threat of 60 to 70 mile an hour winds here locally. Again, could see a tornado within this little area here from basically south of Rogersville to here just to the north of, just the east of Morristown, pushing into Greene County. That is where the potential, again, of a little bit of circulation is within this cell. We have to watch any cell that develops, because if it starts to grow, we could see, some rotation within it. We're seeing that in this cell. So they do have a tornado possible tag on this morning. We might be seeing some rotation. And here across the area. Let's go to our velocity. And we are seeing a little bit here. They just issued a new scale discussion about the tornado watch in East Tennessee. So let's look at that. This is a new discussion from the Storm Prediction Center, Eastern Tennessee, far western North Carolina. Threat of tornadoes and damaging winds will continue. They're saying storms continue in eastern Tennessee. The most organized portions are roughly north-south of Crossville and north of Chattanooga. Additional storms are trying to develop east. Threat of tornadoes will continue as well across this area, they say. Mostly light embedded, but we'll see. As we continue through the area. So again, this is not the severe weather threat. There is some severe weather threat, but this is not what's moving through Churchill, what's moving through Blountville, Kingsport, not the severe weather threat at this current time. So that is the good news. It should be after 2 o'clock for the metro. From what I've been seeing here, after 2 o'clock, we do expect storms to fill in across the metro. And again, I'm currently looking as we speak at models to see what they are hinting at development-wise. Our high-resolution rapid refreshes every hour, and we get a kind of new look, and it's doing well. And it does show storms developing across the metro that could contain the potential of some isolated tornadoes across the region. And our updraft Ulysses wants to bring some rotation through the metro, so we'll just keep that in mind. This might be trying to keep out just a little bit here, from what I'm looking at least. Here across the area, there is broad rotation near Russellville. Definitely not strong enough for a tornado warning. Again, there's more stuff back off to our west, and more development going to be filling in here throughout the next little bit. Again, so we're going to continue to watch it very closely across the entirety of our viewing area. This is what we're tracking us. This area right here. Let's track this off to the east at 45. And that we'll track it toward Greenville. And we'll have it into the Greenville area a little after 2 o'clock, as was what we said just a little bit ago. 2:08, the estimated time for Greenville at this current point. So that is what we are watching here. The potential of, again, some circulation within this storm, but mainly it's a damaging wind threat here into Greene and Hawkins County. We're gonna, it is 1:40, and I'm not seeing anything standing out to me tornadic, at least at this point, which is good news. Here in this area, there is broadening of rotation, but there is not anything significantly strong. The warning does have the tornado possible tag, so I can't rule out something spinning up on one of these cells quickly developing, but right now, all signs for now are okay. Tornadic-wise, in the storms that we are seeing right now, that could change within a matter of minutes, though. So let's head back down here to these cells. Threat time frame, probably going to be between now and 5 or 6 o'clock. We could see a storm or two after 6, but I think by 6 o'clock, the main threat of severe storms and tornadic activity is lower than what it is right now. We do still, Storm Prediction Center still has us, and we have a new warning. Storm Prediction Center here. We'll go to the outlook here in just a minute. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for southern Greene until 2:45 for this one's just for 60-mile-an-hour winds here in southern Greene County. So again, we are at this area here where we are looking at that here with the potential of some damaging winds pushing in now southern, not just central Greene County, but southern interior Greene County. They're in a new severe thunderstorm warning. So these storms are just baseline severe thunderstorm warnings right now. They do have the tornado possible tag, but we have had considerable damage, severe thunderstorm warning. We've not had any destructive today. We had one back on May 16th. But, and we could see one today. I'm not going to rule it totally out. I don't think it's likely, but we could see a storm 75 to 80 mile-an-hour winds, and 80 mile-an-hour winds is what it does show here. So again, we're watching these closely with broad rotation, nothing sticking out to me tornadic right now. So we're going to go ahead, zoom out, give an overview, and then go back, go off the air again. Some stronger storms, some severe, southern Hawkins and Greene County, central Greene County till 2:15, southern Greene County here till 2:45. So we'll continue to watch the threat closely for severe weather. We'll come back at 2 o'clock. 18 minutes with the next update, unless we need to come back earlier. But for now, this has been a severe weather alert from the First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Center. I'm Chief Forecaster Skylar Dorff.